Welcome back to another week with Naturally Holistic Vibes. It's your host, Ivy. What's going on, peeps? What's going on? What's going on? We got some stuff to talk about today. I am actually going to continue with the theme of mental health this week. It seems to be what's permeating in the energy. I don't know what you guys are picking up. But that's kind of what I'm picking up. Like, we need to really kind of get focused on mental health, what that looks like for everybody, ways we can help. So I'm probably going to make this episode dedicated to my healers out there. So my healers who are out there healing others. So let's talk about it. And I mean healing others on different levels, right? So whether you're a spiritual healer, a holistic healer, dealing with herbs, whatnot, dealing with different holistic ways to heal, whether you're a doctor, a nurse, a CNA, and I think CNAs, they work in nursing homes as well. Y'all forgive me for the background noise. Y'all know I like being outside, so I'm out here with the clovers in the backyard, enjoying this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful days, taking in this sun after this beautiful eclipse energy with some growth and some, with some revelation, some much needed revelation. So real grateful for that. So I'm really just taking in this energy. So yes. But anyway, so y'all gonna hear some background, and y'all may hear some, background noise, but I kind of like being outside when I do these, So anywho, we'll get back to it. So, yes, I've just been noticing this theme on mental health, right? And I'm not sure, and I probably should look this up before, I actually should have looked this up before I got on here, what month mental health awareness is technically in. But I was in the shower and it got me to thinking, like, mental health awareness should be any time. Like, there shouldn't be like a special fucking moment when we address when people aren't, stable mentally, or when people are having mental issues, or just whatever that looks like. We should be able to address that at any moment. So I feel like we've gotten used to saying, okay, yeah, let's address certain things during a specific time of the year. And I understand and understand that, each month numerically holds a symbolism, the month that it's spelled, like all of that stuff holds symbolism. So I get that part, right? But we so sick that we shouldn't get no shit about let's wait till a certain month before we start addressing certain things or bringing certain things to the forefront. If we're going with harmony and we're more in a harmonic balance, then we really should be moving more in alignment with how things are. And if we're looking at our outside world, we'll know and we'll be able to tell from there, how aligned we are or how healthy we are, so to speak, right? And so, yeah, I wanted to kind of stick with the theme of mental awareness. For those of you guys who have not checked out my last episode 7 with my first episode guest, y'all, I was excited. I'm super excited to start bringing people on. It's been truly, truly amazing with the amount of feedback, like the people, when I'm requesting, people are wanting to be on, so that I'm beyond elated. Like, I don't even have a word to express other than when I say so childlike, just in that space when it comes to, being able to bring guests on and having great people coming on that can share some really great information to really get us aligned in, health-wise, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, so if you have not checked out the last episode 7, have a special guest on there, Brandon Fubar Flowers. You guys can check him out on Instagram at Very Very Fubar. And he's an event coordinator and art curator for the Mental Bar out there in San Diego. So if you're out there in San Diego, check out my page, check out his page. They got some good stuff lined up for the rest of the month. They're always doing events at the Mental Bar. So, check them out and see if they have something for you. Like I said, we're dealing with mental health. So they do events to be able to help you with stuff like that by using creative arts. So I feel like that's a really, really powerful way to be able to channel, what you feel like you can't express in that moment, through creative arts. I think that's such a beautiful thing especially for people who can do that shit easy. Like, the fuck, like, I ain't gonna say I'm hating on y'all or nothing. Nah, I'm fucking with y'all, but for real, like, I love the fact that you are able to tap into that gift so easy and be able to really channel that and get that out. And so, in the spirit of let's connecting to, first in the spirit of knowing thyself and continuing with the theme of Aries, which is the energy of I am. If you're dealing in, occult sciences and ancient texts, then the Aries energy is the energy of I am. And one of the things, I was taking a shower and I was washing my hair, and as I was washing my hair, I was meditating I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about today, this week or whatever. And I had been being pulled towards, continue with mental health. I said, let me go and let me just kind of go with the flow with it. So anyway, I'm in the shower, I'm washing my hair, and I hear the head. And so I was like, that's right. Aries, when we're talking about zodiac signs that rule the different, or zodiacal energies that rule different parts of the body, Aries rules the head. And so, again, this is while I'm washing my hair, right? That's why love it. Anyway, so as I'm washing my hair, because I'm like, I really need to wash my hair and get it clean, because I haven't been keeping it twisted as much as I used to, but I'm getting back on it. Well, that's a story for another day. So as I'm washing my hair, that's when I hear, continue with the theme of mental health awareness and making sure that we're addressing mental health issues moment by moment as they're arising. Let's not wait until a specific time or a specific the right moment is not the right time of the year. Let's not wait until that. Somebody that is having, some little issues, or if you're one, like I said, I really feel like this is for my healers. You guys are constantly working with people, constantly working with people, and sometimes without a break, right? A lot of you have been putting in time, putting in that work for years, especially, my doctors and nurses, people who have gone to school for this, people who have, taken on holistic healing practices and have been doing this for years. As things are changing, be mindful that you're going to have to start rearranging or realigning energetically with what's going on. And so the way you were doing things before, that may look a little different now, and I like to give credit where credit is due. What helped me be able to really align with my purpose was something that I heard Sister Myra quote, and for you guys who don't know who Sister Myra is, she is a psychic medium. She is a channeler, and just an awesome teacher. She teaches astrologist. I don't think she teaches numerologists, but she does, kind of touch on numerology. But real quick, she kind of gave me a little gem. And with that little gem, I said, you know what? She is absolutely right. She's absolutely right. So, anyway, and that gem was, I do apologize. that gem is that, and this was a recording that was done like in the early 2000s, right? And in this recording, she was like, you're not going to be, in the second half, you're not going to be able to do what you used to do before. And at the time, I did not understand what that meant. But now that I am, now that I started, really tuning in more to the spiritual side of myself, my spiritual energy, I began to understand. I was like, oh, okay, this is what she means. Because again, like I tell you guys, with me doing this is completely different than what I was doing from the moment I got out of high school. Even when I was in high school, like all the stuff that I'm doing now is like completely different. But for some of you guys have been doing this for years, and completely different for you may just look like a new client base, right? Or a new program, or maybe expanding your gnosis on a specific area that you've been practicing in for 10, 20, 15 years. Maybe updating your gnosis on that, and really taking your time and being patient with yourself first, right? Because mental health starts with self. It starts with self. If you do not have self-aligned and you do not have self together, you won't be able to serve others at the capacity at which you're supposed to when you're healing. It'll be like half-assing it, right? And so sometimes I understand that this, especially you guys who do readings, do Reiki work, massage therapy, and all those different modalities where you're actually physically touching people, or physically, and spiritually connecting to other people's energies. And sometimes a weekly spiritual bath and wearing all the right damn crystals and drinking all the right fucking herbs is not a damn enough. Sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you need to just sit down and chill. Sometimes you need to just rest. And that means resting the mind. Completely resting the mind. Really knowing what that looks like. Tuning into yourself so you know how much you can take in. What's your capacity? Your capacity may have changed now. Maybe you can take on more clients, right? But what does that really look like? What, in the form of what? Doing the same thing you were already doing? And then sometimes that's stressing you out. Yeah, so no, let's get back. Let's get to numero uno, and that's self. That's you. You are the most important person in your life right now. You are. So that means you have to show up for you. Nobody else gonna show up for you. Okay? I don't give a shit what's going on. I don't care what role or what character they're playing in your life. They cannot show up for you the way, let me rephrase, they won't be able to show up for you the way that you need them to, the way that you want them to. It's going to always present some flaw or something in it. Right? So now you just have to start taking a step back. And trust me, your clients will understand. How I'm going to make money? Don't worry about all that. My client base, that's the bulk of my monthly income. Don't worry about it. You worried about the wrong thing. You worried about the wrong thing. When we're talking about addressing the mental, addressing all the shit you got racing through your mind, all the things that you have, all the things, even the shit you write down, you still thinking about it. Why? And I'm going to tell y'all, for y'all Sun Capricorns or any my Virgos out there, poor babies, perfectionists, I know. Capricorns, we tasky. You give us something, it's getting done. Now, at the capacity at which we do it, that depends on the individual. But yeah, so you have to address numero uno first. Sit down Maybe sit down this weekend. If you're catching this episode, a month from now, a year from now, whenever, just take the next couple moments when you're done listening and unplug from everything. Just unplug from everything so you can clear your mind. And what I mean by unplug from everything, don't have a cell phone near you. Let everybody know if you have family, children, spouses, anybody that depends on your energy, time. Let them know I need 10 minutes to myself. Nobody bother me. And I'll give you this one quick exercise that help you get your energy centered, get yourself together so that you can operate with some form of clarity. And this don't cost you a dime. It's free. Don't cost you nothing to do this. You ain't got to go nowhere far unless you do. Ooh, a red bird. You don't have to go anywhere far. Especially on the days when it's beautiful. Go outside. If you like me, you can go straight out there barefoot. If you have a favorite place, go to your favorite place if you so choose to do this. And we're going to do this quick grounding exercise. Because this is going to be able to help you connect and ground your energy so that you're not all over the place. Really help your energy zone in, harmonize. Really help you get focused. And take your shoes off and plant bare feet into the grass. I ain't got no grass. I live where it's sand. Put your damn feet in the sand. I ain't got no sand or no grass. All I got is dirt. Put your feet in the dirt. You connecting to earth. Earth is all of that. Don't matter if it's grass or not. The whole purpose is to intently sit in stillness with no thoughts of nothing. I ain't got no thought of what I need to do next, what I'm finna do for the day, none of that shit. And I'm telling you guys, like, just from doing some work on self, I had this thing where I really dealt with, impatientness, man. It was just ridiculous. Impatientness, and then that shit would lead to being irritable, and then all of a sudden I have no clarity. I can't think about the next move, or I'm stressed out, I'm snapping off, I'm angry now. So now when I go to eat, whatever I'm eating for the day, it's going to be foods that reflect my mood, which is anger and irritable. And with the way my energy system lined up, I had this bad habit of not really voicing my most intimate thoughts. And I don't mean like freaky thoughts, y'all. I ain't talking about stuff like that. I'm talking about like how I really felt. Like I would try to make it so that I don't want to argue and I don't want to hurt your feelings. Because I can. Because I knew I could. And so I was like, I don't want to be there. But I had to realize, especially when I'm being moved spiritually, sometimes it's not that I'm hurting your feelings, but you need to hear a straight truth. Straight direct. It might come off as like me hurting your feelings, but that's not what it is. It's just the truth. But I had no clarity. Man, I started grounding, y'all, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I have been grounded for let's see, what's this, 2024, because I'm really new to a lot of this spiritual stuff, and I mean new in the sense that in the form of actually studying it, not new in the awareness of it. I've been in the awareness of all of this, this gnosis since I was a child. I was always curious about this stuff. But really just started getting into the practices and what a lot of this stuff meant symbolically and all of that. All of that started like in 2019 for me. And so this week I was prompted to ground. Actually, the week, what's this? This is the week of the eclipse. So last week, I take that back. The last couple weeks. Actually, it's been longer than that. It's been for about a month now that I'm thinking back. So for about a month now, my husband and I were like, man, we feel like grounding. So we just started going in the backyard and grounding. And so I started noticing just this last week or so, I'm like, man, I'm noticing I'm grounding more, but I don't feel as irritable as I was before either. I don't feel as irritated. Like, I feel like I have my emotions, for the most part, under more control than I did before. Or I'm not going to say they're under complete control, but I have them under more control than I did before. And so it got me to thinking. I was like, yeah, this let me keep paying attention to my patterns. And so today I come out and I literally, y'all, I don't know what's been going on, but like every day is like I get like a burst of energy, and then I'm tired and I need a nap. Then I get a burst of energy again. So I just been rolling with the flow, right? And so this rising, I got up, I was up and going. I got some news about one of my sisters, health-wise, she wasn't feeling too good, so that probably kind of bummed me out a little bit. And so I went back to sleep, got back up, and I was just like, man, I just feel kind of heavy. So I just kept feeling, it's almost like the grass or something was like, come outside. So I literally kept feeling this pull to come outside. So I was like, got to go outside. So I was like, let me go outside. So I come outside, and I'm talking about I was dragging, y'all. I was moving so damn slow. It is ridiculous. I was moving slow. So as I'm moving out to the grass, and I find a spot where it was sunny, because today, this rising, it was cool outside, but it wasn't like cold like it's been the last few days. So I put my feet in the grass, and I always talk to the grass and thank the grass for letting me stand there, and thank it for the connection and, you know, energy that's being shared. And so as I'm standing there, I would always advise to go with what you're feeling. So if you're standing there in that moment and you feel to just stand there, just stand there. You may feel to do a stretch, a move, you know, a position, sit down. You may feel to do something. Whatever you're feeling to do, go with it. That's your practice. Your practice don't look like everybody else's practice, right? So as I'm standing in the grass, like I said, my energy, I was just feeling very draggy. And so I started doing my little stuff. And when I got done, like halfway through, I was like, oh shit. I was like, man, it's like the inner part of me was like throwing a whole party, y'all. I bullshit you not. Like I heard like hyped up music in my head. It was like the inside is like, go, 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 go. Yeah, y'all know them old school hip hop tracks. You'll treat me right. Y'all can't remember the song, but anyway, that y'all remember them songs. But anywho, so it kind of had like that vibe. So like my whole spirit thing, like we partying, right? So by the time I get done, I was like, man, I feel good. So now I have clarity. That's what I was getting to. I started out, I didn't know what I needed to do today. I was kind of all over the place. I had a whole bunch of thoughts all over the place. And just me doing that little grounding exercise allowed me to get some clarity, get some focus, get some stuff done, get some things scheduled, really get the day going. And so, like I said, in the spirit of addressing, this red bird is really back here, y'all. But anyway, in the spirit of addressing mental health, one of the things I wanted to make sure you guys were aware of is that stress is one of the main things, if not the thing, right, that causes us to overthink shit. We start stressing about everything in our life. Got stressed about my job, got stressed about myself, Got stressed about my husband, my wife, my children, the dog, the cat, the bird, my neighbors, my parents, my grandparents, my cousins, my siblings, all this. Oh, I forgot the world. Oh, what's so-and-so doing? So-and-so done got caught in some scandal. This person done got caught in some scandal. I'm going to tell y'all now, this shit gonna always the fuck happen. This shit gonna always be happening. Things like that are called distractions. That shit you can totally fucking control. You literally can control how much of that shit comes into your narrative, into your story. Cut it off. Stop watching. Why you give a shit about what some famous person doing in their life anyway? For real. Can you imagine if you were hooked up to a machine, the amount of stress that you produce just because so-and-so on some show got something going on? Stress in your life about somebody else's shit that ain't even fucking real. It's scripted. The fuck? Let's stop it. Let's stop it. I say we're going to be lighthearted. If you triggered, that's okay. Be triggered. We're gonna heal from this. Because we talking about, I'm always referring to, whenever I get on here, we're addressing things from the core perspective. There's always going to be different ways you can address core issues, but we're addressing everything from a core perspective. And so the things that you can control in your life, them easy eliminates. That's easy. Cloop, cloop. Clip that shit out. Now, let's talk about the things that you have less control over. Like, what's this, April? So we're coming up on a lot of children getting ready to graduate high school. We have children that are getting ready for prom, some who've already attended prom, some who are about to attend prom. We have all kind of stuff, parents that are dealing with getting the kids ready, or getting, I don't like calling them kids, getting the children ready, to enter adulthood. And so I can understand it can be stressful for you and your child, right? But again, stress comes from overthinking, over worrying, pulling too much, tugging too much. It's a too much of something. So ask yourself, what are you doing too much of? Right? And a lot of times overthinking is produced from just a list of things that you have going on in your life, a lot of things that you need to get done, however you want to look at it. So your mind just starts racing. Some people start creating shit that ain't happen, ain't never happened. I'm talking about in the wrong damn direction. And to show you how powerful of a manifester you are, you manifesting your life in the wrong direction. Because now you creating shit that don't exist. Stick to the script. Right? Sometimes you can be taking on too much energy. Trying to build a business. Trying to build a spiritual business. Wondering if you got the right clients. Trying to get more clients. How you gonna make money doing your spiritual business? Are people gonna take you serious as a spiritual healer? Are people gonna listen to you when you're recommending herbs and crystals and mudras, different holistic things you can do? You're worrying about the wrong shit. Worry is definitely something that we all completely have control over. Because as long as we're tuned in and we're following our intuition, listening to those pivot moments, really tuning in and connecting to self, then the worry and the stress is gone. Now, how do you get there? And this takes practice, people. This takes practice, y'all. And like I said, this segment is for my healers as well. We still rocking with, my Gen X and my Xennials and Millennials. So I know some of y'all are healers coming online, okay? And some of y'all been doing this for a minute in the background. And you just now coming on up front. So you're not new to this. And then some of y'all have been doing it for some time, but you just need a little reminder of fine tuning. And that's why you found me. That's why you're here. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to help you out, fam. I'm going to help you out, fam. So, you're doing too much, baby. You got to rest. You got to rest. Just like we rest our physical bodies, our spiritual bodies, and our emotional bodies also need rest. They also need rest. The mental body needs rest. And I feel like a lot of us don't really know how to rest. Especially in our generation. Like I said, a lot of us, we come from a background where we're used to just getting shit done. We don't sit around, we don't wait, this needs to be done, we finna do it. You may not like how I do it, but it got done, right? Now we're at this space, a lot of us, where we're having to, connect to other aspects of ourselves and really step up as a different version in the story. That stresses some of y'all out. And I'm telling you, the best piece of advice that I ever got on this journey, hands down, came from my father. Rest in love, Daddy. And he told me to trust the process. And he gave me a whole backstory behind it. And I told y'all we're gonna go through. I got a special segment dedicated to my dad, and we'll go through that whole little situation. But it's the best thing he could have ever said to me, because I promise you, every single time I wanted to say fuck all this shit and give up, and just because I got too much going on. Now I'm stressed out. This is what I'm still talking about, mental health, y'all. I have not geared off of that. I mentally fucking shut down. I'm literally just now, in the last couple weeks, just now really realizing how much I shut down. And I realized about a month or so ago that, I checked the fuck out. But I told y'all my father passed away in 2022. I didn't know. I checked out. I was on autopilot. Even when I go back and channel those moments, it's some moments that I'm like, what in the world? Yeah. Like, ain't nothing crazy. No. It's just stuff I just didn't fucking remember doing. Because I had mentally checked out. Okay, you got to do this. This got to be done. Like, when I tell y'all, it's almost like I instantly, I don't know how to word it. I don't want to say it's a trigger, but my response, a reaction to that was I created a shitload of tasks to do until I burnt myself out in like a few months. When I tell y'all, after that, and not no time before, not the time while I was going through, is when I was forced to sit my ass down. Every time I got on social media, somebody had something. I'm talking about I can open the phone, somebody will either be saying trust the process or be a post about trust the process. I kid you not. And I knew right then, I was like, thanks, Daddy. Thank you so much. And I just kept moving with that. And the more and more I kept moving with that, the lighter and lighter I got. And so one of the key things to really removing things off of you mentally is to eliminate tasks. But you have to be able to do it in balance and in a harmonic way, not to where you're stressing yourself out. And one of the key things is, if you assign yourself a task, let's say you say, okay, come Monday, I'm going to do XYZ, blah, 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 right? Let's say you got like 8 things you want to do that day, and you get 5 of them done. And you start stressing because the other 3 were, you really needed to get those 3 done. It's not like you wanted to get them done. You needed to get them done. They affected your tomorrow. What do? What's your immediate emotional response? Right? This is how stress starts building up in the body. This is why you have to know these things. And so if you're someone who, let's say you're like, okay, well, everything's going to work out. We're going to get it done. We're not going to stress about it. Then so shall it be. But if you're somebody who starts stressing and worrying, got it on your head in the middle of the night, you're trying to see if you can sneak it in through the rest of your day, but every time you try, you keep getting interrupted. The kids, the wife, the husband, my mama, my daddy, everybody needs something, creating more stress on you, right? That's why I say just relax, just chill. Move when you need to, how you need to, but listen, get more tuned into yourself. Get back to your practices. Take a break. Take like a few days. And like I said, just completely unplug. I gave the one about going outside and grounding and just unplugging from everything. Do that for like a week. Try for a couple days. Unplug from everything. I mean, don't get on social media to check shit. Nothing. All of these different things that I'm naming, you guys, that affect your mental health, your mental well-being, state of well-being. A lot of times we'll sit and not consciously, a lot of this thing is unconscious because the subconscious has recorded it all. And so now we're operating, trying to figure out, we're moving through based off all the images and sounds and smells and, things that we see, trying to continue to create more of our days. Anyway. So you have to just start eliminating some things. Take a lot of that shit off your plate. Do not concern yourself about how, when, what. Those are the wrong things. And especially for the people who have been doing this for a while, if you're tuning into your energy, then you know what this energy is bringing up. So if you're having any stress or doubts and all of that, to look inward and address that. But I understand sometimes we get thrown off. Sometimes we need a little reminder. Sometimes we need somebody to say, it's okay. It's okay. You ain't fuck up. Okay? You had to do this in order for you to know that you needed to clear this in the first place. Because you've been going all this time, all your life. And obviously it hasn't presented itself as this much of an issue until now. So now must be the time for you to address it. And I promise you have all the support that you need while you need to do this. So whatever it is that you're stressing and concerned about, let it go. Like, for real, it's not even worth it. It's not worth it at all. Stress is not worth your life. Especially for you guys who have children. You have people here that still need you for their guidance. Okay? So let's do what we can to make sure that we're taking care of our health, taking care of ourselves internally, spiritually, physically, getting back to the things that we know work for us as a practice, taking on some new things that you feel pulled in your spirit to check out because it's going to enhance your practice. therefore expand you out as a being. So whatever you need, all you need to do is set your intent. Set your intent. Let whatever things that you need in order to make this process as easy as possible for you, set those intents and then don't concern about it. And as it comes, stay in constant gratitude. Be in gratitude for these things. And the more gratitude you practice, the less stress you'll start taking on. If you're not operating from a space of gratitude, you're going to take on stress. Because it's always going to be something. And specifically for the people in my generation, I don't know about y'all, but I done had enough shit. There's not a fucking thing in this world that I'm going to allow to stress me out. And notice I use the word allow because that's what we're doing. We're allowing these things to energetically move us. You have the power to not respond to that shit. You have the power to not give in to that energy. You do. And I know sometimes it get a little challenging and you just like, you won't throw the towel. And I told y'all I was like that last year. And then some of y'all that's listening literally don't even know how big of a role you played in being my support from afar. Just by being encouraging and checking on me. I didn't ask you to do it, you just did it. So that's what I'm talking about. And so because we got a few more minutes left and I'm going to start wrapping up, guys. So let's kind of knock on some things that kind of bring on stress in some ways, and then we'll match it with some things that you guys can do to start, eliminating. We already talked about a lot of, quite a few things, earlier. And so, like I said, you got a lot of stuff going on with you personally, with your families, with your communities. We got a lot of shit going on in your state, your country, your city, the world. Everybody want your attention, baby. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to filter what's considered a distraction and what's not. And if it does not serve you in any capacity to where it's fulfilling, it's a distraction. How would you know that? It will literally drain your energy. It will make you feel you'll be drained, you'll be uncomfortable. You may even just pass right out and go to sleep. But one of the things I always like to tell people, the first thing you want to do when you're addressing anything is you want to get to the root cause of what the issue is. The only way you can be able to address it is you got to know what the root cause is. And so first things first, be honest with yourself. That's number one. Be honest with yourself and ask yourself what have you allowed to come in your space that's stressing you out. Use those words. What have I allowed to come in my space to stress me out? Not so-and-so did this and so-and-so. Don't do that, because now we're not taking accountability. Remember I said we're still in Aries energy. And we're in the energy of I am. So you're addressing these things. We're in that in-between phase between the new moon and the full moon. So all of the rest of this week and next week, we're addressing, the shadow phases of self and what we need to be harmonized, bringing into harmonic balance there. Hence the Libra energy on the opposing perspective. Right? So we're addressing the self. What have I allowed to come into my world and my space and stress me out? Then the next thing, when you ask yourself these things, is this something that I can eliminate without causing hurt, harm, or danger to myself and others? Is this something that I can eliminate without causing hurt, harm, or danger to myself and others? We're still talking about stress. Now, what I mean by that could be a relationship, that could be a place, that could be, a specific experience or whatever. And so the reason why I say that, somebody might be in a situation where they're dealing with, some type of violence or abuse. And that the fuck gonna stress anybody the fuck out. Okay? So yeah, that could cause danger or harm. So you have to ask yourself these questions. Again, we're talking about getting to the root cause of the stress. And we finna be honest with yourself. You come fucking with me, I'm gonna force you to be honest with yourself. You can't come over here and not be honest with yourself. That's the only way I know how to address things. You gotta be truthful and honest with yourself. Okay? The only way you can get any help, especially if you're seeking that help, is to be truthful and honest with yourself so that the other person that's helping you knows how the best ways to be able to guide you or offer that advisement that you need to be able to get you out of that wheel, out of that rut, out of that space. Okay? Now, after you've addressed whether this is something that's going to bring any harm or danger to yourself or others, now you ask yourself, what's the easiest way, or ask your higher self, ask your spirit team, your ancestors, especially if somebody in your family dealt with this before and they're no longer here. Definitely can ask them, how did they be able to move past, any form of mental illness? We're not going to say mental illness today. We're just dealing with just some topical, stressful, everyday stressing things that are affecting people left and right. Okay? What does my schedule look like for the day? And in that schedule, have I allowed enough time for myself? Did I start the day with giving myself some attention and focus first? Before I talk to anybody, before I fed anybody, did I address me first? And if I did not, that is okay that I did not do that today. Because I always have the next day to show up for myself and do it the next day. Learn how to be more gentle with how you speak to yourself, even internally. Okay? Because all of that plays a huge part in what's stressing you out and what's got you all over the place mentally. Because a lot of these things that go on with us, they start from the mind, y'all. They start by how we perceive it. How we perceive it. Our perception holds holds a lot of, energy to how our world is shaped. My world don't look like your world. Okay? Your world don't look like the person in the car next to you world. Your world don't look like the person sitting next to you right there at the desk world. Y'all sitting in the same building and y'all got two different worlds. Okay? Another thing, am I minding my own business, or am I focused on other people and other things that are not healing and holistic, that are not serving me, that don't serve my family? Does this make me feel good? When I had this interaction, this conversation, when I went to this event, this party, how did my energy feel before I went, while I was there, and after? How did I feel? Let me go back and think about that. These are just some things you can just quick, so you can just start removing some of the stuff off of your life that's stressing you the hell out. Because you don't need to be stressed. And a lot of people, especially in our generations, y'all, a lot of us are stressing the hell out. Well, a lot of us don't know what to do next. It's a lot going on. Especially the parents who have younger babies. You know, this world is worlding. Your life is lifing. Your children are children. And you just trying to make it another day. We're going to regroup. Recenter ourselves. Get back to a space where we can all help each other. You see somebody about to, fall. Don't let them fall. They about to walk into a ditch. And you see them. Don't let them walk in the ditch. Let them know the ditch there. Okay? It's time for us to start really being there for one another. Genuinely. If you show up for somebody, if you do something for somebody, don't sit with the expectation that they need to return the favor to you. Don't sit in the energy of, and I mean sit in it. Don't sit in this. And notice what I mean. Address it, yes. But don't sit in it. Don't set an expectation on people. You never know why somebody is unable to help you out. I helped so-and-so out and now they can't even loan me $5. Does that sound like a grateful tone or a grateful conversation? Two months later, you come to find out so-and-so was in the hospital and end up losing their job, so they didn't have the money when you asked them. Because they had to use the rest of their money to take care of their bills. But you see, stop taking stuff personal. For my people who internalize shit, if somebody else is expressing something, explaining something, telling you something that is their narrative, you have to learn how to keep it at their narrative. Don't start internalizing somebody else's story. Don't ever internalize somebody's stories. I don't care how aligned and synced things are. Y'all stories are still different. Leave them at their differences. You start internalizing, now you're taking on their energy. Now you confused. Now it's bringing stress. So just be mindful. These are just little bitty things, y'all. And next week I got, we'll get to that in a second. But anyway, those are just some little things you guys can do just to, kind of fine tune your mental, kind of check in with your energy, making sure that you're doing the right things. I don't have to tell you guys, like I said, for my healers out there, whether you're just getting into this or you've been into this for a minute, I don't have to tell you guys what to do, when it comes to what you need to do as far as a specific routine. Some of you guys just need a little reminder. Some of you just need a little inspiration, just a little pick-me-up, okay? And I'm telling you, I'm your girl. Keep coming through here. We're gonna deal with these things. We're gonna deal with them with a light heart. We're gonna deal with them with some humor. We're not gonna take none of this shit serious, because one of the main things, one of the key things, I don't say main thing, one of the key things in stress is to not take shit so serious. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna wrap up this week. I didn't realize I was getting down that close to my time, so I'm probably gonna continue this conversation, y'all, on another episode. I might drop a bonus one. I don't know yet, but just if you check me out on my social profiles for at NHV Podcast. You can check me out on Instagram and Facebook there, and then at Naturally Holistic Vibes. And it's all one word, at Naturally Holistic Vibes. You can check me out on Instagram Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And when you go to your favorite, podcast platform, just simply type in the search bar Naturally Holistic Vibes. You'll see me there with my little orange logo with the little eye and the pyramid and the infinity sign. That's me. Make sure you click to stay connected so y'all know what I got coming up next, when I got new guests coming on, what topics we're going to be covering, what new series. I got some series lined up for y'all for this year that, just on some stuff we're going to address. Also, next week, I have a special guest coming on next week. I'm personally excited to have her on my show as a guest. We're going to get into it. But we're going to be having at Royal Earth _Love Naturally. And I do believe on Instagram she's at Love Naturally. So yeah, so anyway, have special guests coming through, you guys. We're gonna continue this conversation on holistic healing. Her episode is going to be dropping next Saturday, so make sure you guys stay tuned in. Make sure that you're hitting up that follow button and that subscribe button. She also has a store, and some events that she got coming up. So I'm going to be sharing that information with you guys as well. So make sure y'all stay tuned in and get connected, and so we know what's going on. One last word of advice, y'all. Just keep it cool. Just keep it cool. Keep a smile on your face, baby, in your heart, in your mind, in your spirit. Keep a shine and a glow on you that's so bright that nothing can penetrate through it. Be you. Be boldly you. I promise you, we all can't wait for you to show up. We can't wait for you to show up. Okay? So anyway, I enjoyed you guys this week. Like I said, I really enjoyed doing this. Make sure y'all tune in next week. Like I said, I got special guests coming through. So get locked in. It's been love. It's been real. Signing off. It's your girl, Ivy. Peace.